Hi, my name's Keith. In this video, I'll be showing alternate tuning modes on my MIDI-CV-Arpeggiator module. When the module powers on, it defaults to 12-tone equal temperament, which is the scale you're probably used to. It's where it splits the octave into 12 equal divisions, and each one is a semitone. But it's possible to split the octave into any arbitrary number of divisions. It doesn't have to be 12, and the spacing between the divisions doesn't have to be even either. And to do that, you go into the Config menu. I've already previously scrolled to the alternate tuning parameter, and here it's set to EDO12, so that means equal divisions of the octave. And you can change this parameter from any number down from 2 all the way up to 60. So let's say change it to 17. So what that does is it splits the octave into 17 equal steps, and this is what it sounds like. So you notice you have to go from C to the second F above C before the octave repeats. The names of the keys and the intervals stop making sense once you get into these alternate tuning modes, because the default layout of the keyboard assumes 12-tone equal temperament, and obviously we're not in that mode anymore. So each of these different alternate tunings all has a different kind of characteristic sound to it. They're all kind of weirdly exotic. The regular intervals do appear. So there's a triad and an octave. But the tuning between, say, for thirds or fifths or fourths or any other interval may be better, closer to pure than 12-tone equal temperament, or they may be completely outside of the regular tuning, or there are definitely intervals that don't exist in 12-tone equal temperament. The modes lower than 12 divisions of the octave, so like EDO, say I'll pick 7 here, start to sound really characteristic. So here I only have to get up to G before the octave repeats. Now I'll talk about the arbitrary tuning mode. That's where you're not fixed to an equal division of the octave, so you don't have to have equal steps between the semitones. In this mode, the USR actually stands for User Defined Tuning Table. And this originally had nothing to do with alternate tunings. What it was used for is, say you had an oscillator that wasn't linear across its whole range. So maybe the upper or lower end was sharp or flat. You could change the output CV, or the tuning of any individual semitone along the 5 octaves that the module responds to. And you could tweak the tuning so you could play with a non-standard oscillator or an oscillator that wasn't calibrated, or maybe even tune something like a filter or some feedback loop so that you could play it melodically. So what you do is you go into the user tuning mode, and then we're back to 12-tone equal temperament, and you push any key, and then the LFO and the arpeggiator speed knobs have double duty in this mode, and they're used here to change the coarse and the fine tuning. So I'm going to make some gross adjustments here just to show how this mode works. So say this G here, if I want to make that very sharp, the arpeggiator knob is now the coarse tuning, and the LFO speed knob is now the fine tuning. You can barely tell it's about plus or minus half a semitone. So I'm going to make these all very way out of range just to show how this works. So you can adjust all semitones across all 5 octaves to any arbitrary output CV. The keys don't even have to be in the same order, and the spacing between the semitones can be any arbitrary value. all of the changes you make to the custom tuning table are stored in non-volatile memory, so they'll come up next time you power on the module. And if you you can go out of that mode, say back to any other the EDO modes, or you could turn the alternate tuning mode completely right off, and then if you go back, it remembers your tuning mode. Another option is you can save using a sysx dump over MIDI. You can save the custom tuning table. So say you're using a software sequencer, you have some alternate tuning that you set up for that project. You can dump the tuning table via sysx, store it in your project, and then when you start up your MIDI sequencer, it can dump the tuning table back to the module, and you'll have your original tuning. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.